Jason, what am I doing here?
Dad?
My dad was the strongest, hardest working person I'd ever known. But the last few years of his life, he was utterly broken. Who could blame him? He spent years getting every ounce of crop he could out of our small farm in northeast Arkansas. He'd work from sun up till hours after sundown. And he was doing good. Almost had the farm paid off. And then Harper Dam burst just north of town. The water flowed right through a valley in the middle of our farm. In an instant, the land was cut in half. It became unfarmable. And my dad became a shell of his former self. Years later, when I returned home for the first time as an adult, his question still haunted me. What am I doing here?
Hey, Mr. Jenkins?
Jason, what on earth are you doing here?
Just in town for the summer. Thought I'd come in and say hi.
Good, good. Did you come to see Paul?
Paul's here?
Man, you do not want this mattress. It's really bad on the lumbar region here. Yeah, I mean, I don't even have lumbar problems. The other day I took a nap on it. My lumbar was killing me the rest of the day. Trust me, it's not. Hey, man, what? Look at those. I'll be back. Okay. Hey, what are you doing here?
In town for the summer.
Really? Thought you were working for some big law firm up north or something.
Yeah, I don't start that till the fall. Gotta pass that bar first. And it's not really that big of a firm.
Bigger than any of the ones we got around here, right?
No, that's true. How about you? You decide for a career in furniture?
Oh, man, this is temporary. Yeah, LA kind of got the better of me, so I'm trying to get back on my feet. Yeah, I'll go back again as soon as I can.
That's cool. No shame in that.
No, I mean... Oh, lay down! No, seriously, lay down. Y'all love that one. It's got, I gotta get back to work, but let's get together while we're both here, all right?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Good to see you. It's got this soft part in the middle, so that when you... Yeah, here.
Layla, you're gonna melt. You stay out in the rain like this.
Jason? Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Whoa. When did this happen? You engaged?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Well, who's the lucky guy?
You don't know him. His name's Michael. He moved here a year ago.
Wow. I can't believe this. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So, when do I get to meet him?
I don't know if I want you to meet him.
I have to meet him. How else am I going to approve of him for you?
Right. And why exactly do I need your approval?
Oh, you know, I gotta look out for you. Like a sister to me.
Well, he'll be at church with me on Sunday, so I guess you can meet him then. My ice cream's gonna melt, I should probably.
Yeah. Hey, Layla.
What?
It's good to see you.
You too, Jason.
It doesn't work by osmosis.
What's that?
Well, you can sit next to that all day long if you want to, but you actually got to crack that rascal open for it to do you any good.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Well, that's a problem. You're trying to keep it in mind, and you need to keep it in sight. It's when you just keep it in mind when you start misremembering what's inside of it.
All right. Keep it in sight. There. How's that?
Yeah, it's a start. So, they run you off up north, or you just get homesick?
Do I know you?
No. You just look weak. Listen, I'll let you get back to absorbing God. Fish are biting better downstream anyway. See ya.
All right. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if we join you.
Oh, hey.
Jason, this is my fiance, Michael.
Jason.
Layla's told me so much about you. It's terrific to finally meet you, man.
Yeah, man, it's great to meet you too. Although I have to question the logic of anyone willing to commit to a lifetime with this gal.
Yeah, sometimes I question that logic myself.
Oh, we'll talk later.
Excuse me, Michael. I've got a song I'd like for you to learn in about 3 weeks.
Hey, give me the sheet music and I'll be ready.
All right.
Pastor David, this is Jason, who I was telling you about.
How are you?
So far, so good. Haven't been accosted today.
It's early. I'm sure it'll come.
I'm sure it will.
Yes.
Have you two met already?
Something like that.
So, is it true that you spent a couple of summers as a youth group intern during college?
How did you...
Don't give me that look. We really need the help. Church has been growing since Pastor David got here, and right now it's just me and whoever I can get to volunteer with the kids.
Well, you must not be doing that good if you have to recruit me on my first day.
What can I say? I'm desperate. Otherwise, I wouldn't even consider you.
Come on, you're like the Pied Piper when it comes to kids.
I don't know about that.
15, 20 hours a week, max.
How much of that would I have to spend with you?
Minimal.
Well, there's a selling point.
Please.
I won't beg.
20 hours a week.
Probably not even that much.
Why not? Just so long as I don't have to deal with any of the teenage drama.
She won't even talk to me anymore. We used to talk all the
I
time.
can't talk to you. You don't even understand me anymore.
Ah, you're right. I don't understand you. How can I understand someone who continually treats me like I don't know what I'm doing?
Oh, well, maybe that should tell you something.
Oh, it tells me that you're as stubborn as your father.
You see
how
how
do
she
I get her
treats
to
me?
listen to me?
I'm not a licensed. I mean, I don't have a degree in counseling. I'm not a professional problem solver. Maybe you guys should see someone who is.
You think we need therapy?
You're right. She does.
Oh, if anyone needs it, it's you, little Miss Smart Aleck.
I'm not saying that anyone needs to see a therapist. It's just, it seems to me that you both need to think of this through the other person's eyes. Look, you both love each other. You do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here right now. You need to understand that your mom has lived a little bit longer than you, and so she probably knows a little bit more about what's best. And you need to realize that she's grown up. She needs a little more freedom to be able to make some decisions on her own. Is that at all helpful? These things are surprisingly heavy.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, is it awkward?
What?
Being around Layla again.
Well, we've been friends since we were kids. Why would it be awkward?
It's not awkward talking to you. That's because I've never confessed my love for you.
Sure, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, come on.
You know, besides, she's engaged. I'm sure she's beyond all that.
I don't know, man.
But speaking of, you seen anyone?
I was kind of seeing this girl, Melinda, for about 8 months, but broke up a couple months ago.
8 months? It's sounds pretty serious.
Yeah, it kind of was. I mean, I actually think I was in love.
Wow, it's a big step. So what happened?
It's complicated, you know?
Well, it can't be any more complicated than some of the stuff I've been dealing with.
I'd rather not talk about it if that's cool.
Okay.
Man, seriously, I really owe you. And normally I have to do this by myself. I get all sweaty. Hate being sweaty in work clothes.
Don't mention it.
No, seriously. I mean, if there's anything I can help you out with, let me know.
All right, since you bring it up, we could use another adult to help out with youth.
Man, I would, but the church and I don't really mix all that well, so I'm thinking more along the lines of giving you a hand at the farm or something.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll keep that in mind if I ever decide to become a farmer.
Right, team. Big kicker. Oh,
on, come on, come on, come on! Oh! Cut off, it's cut off! I'm so sorry, I had to get you out. Guys, one down. Fancy pants on second base. Double play, get him two. All right. Miss Layla's tricky. She'll try to steal on us. All right. Two down. One more to go here. See if you can kick the curveball here.
Nice kick, Sam.
Yep. Kick my curveball. Hey, Marcus. Why don't you come out here and join us? All right, guys. Still got two down. Plays at first and second.
Hey, Jason.
You wanted to see me?
Oh, yeah. Cindy and I'd like to have you over to dinner.
Night without dinner in a microwave sounds good. When?
Anytime next week. You name the day.
How about Monday?
No, that ain't gonna work.
Okay.
Well, I forgot the contractors are coming by to look at the land next Monday, and I've already moved 3 appointments in order to accommodate them, so I can't cancel it. Well, plus I'm the first pastor to oversee a building project in over 35 years, so there's some pretty high expectations about this.
Well, how about you name the date then?
How's Tuesday?
Sounds good. See you then.
Good deal. We'll see you.
Such a pretty face you have. It's sure enough to take you places and poison them, honey, line up for you. And girls like you don't go, guys like me. Such a pretty face, a pretty house. I'm not surprised, no, of these things turn out. It's not rocket science.
I was planning to schedule a mystery outing for Wednesday at 1 o'clock, but I wasn't sure if anybody would be able to make it. Would any of you guys be available on Wednesday for that? Perfect. Then I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 1 o'clock for our first service project. All right, keep it down now. Come on.
Wyatt!
Thank you. This week, we're going to start a new series called This Is My Story. We're going to take time each week to hear from you guys. And it's going to be your time to share with us whatever it is that makes you, you. You know, where you're from, what's your favorite thing about life, how does God play a role in your life, what are you most afraid of? You know, basically anything that will help us understand the unique creation of God that you are. Now, as the summer goes on here, you're all going to get an opportunity to share with us your story, but for this week, I've asked Justice to share. Justice.
Hi, I'm Justice. Probably the first thing you should know about me is that I love skateboarding. What I'm going to share with you today is probably what I consider my greatest achievement in terms of skateboarding.
Everybody, don't forget to come in that direction for the service project
Marcus,
on Wednesday.
let's go.
Hey!
You Marcus' dad?
I'm Mr. Blayton.
I'm Jason. I'm the youth minister for the summer. I just want to come out and say hi. I want to make sure I get to know all the parents and if they get to know me. Since you let me trust me with your kids and all. So we got a lot of fun things planned
Jason,
for this.
We're in a bit of a rush, so if you'll excuse us.
Sure. Bye. See ya.
Hey, Jason.
I'm not early, am I?
No. Cindy's just putting the food on the table. Come on in.
Really? You put sugar in the green beans? Wow, that's weird. I've never had that before, but it sure tastes good.
Thanks.
So, got to meet Gerald Blayton the other day.
Wait, isn't that Marcus's dad?
Yeah.
He's kind of weird.
Nicole. Well, he is.
How do you mean?
I don't know. He used to be really nice and all, and now he's just kind of stuck up and never talks to anybody.
Oh, I think you're just jealous because he beat you out for the church scholarship.
No, I'm not, Dad.
It's funny.
No, it's not. You don't have to live with him.
So Marcus is pretty smart?
Yeah, he was top of our class until last year.
What happened last year?
He went to some private school out of state because he thought he was too good for our school or something.
Nicole.
Mom, you're not there. You have no idea. He just sits by himself all the time and never talks to anybody.
So do you ever say hi to him?
No, but he's the boy. He should say it first.
Oh.
What about his dad? What's his story?
Mr. Blayton. Well, he's one of the more active church members. Heading up the building committee. He owns his own business and does pretty well, too.
He does really well. He's already promised to donate half of the money for the new building himself.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. Except for, I think he feels it entitles him to have David at his beck and call. Well, it's true.
What about his wife?
I know that she's out of the picture and has been for a lot of years. I've heard a few things, but I think it's just small town gossip. All I know is that it's just Marcus and Mr. Blayton, which is what he prefers to go by.
Yeah. I learned that the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, did yourself this time, honey.
Hey.
Put down that clipboard and come with me. Need your help.
Where are we going?
There's a lady from church. I promised her I'd help her move her couch.
Better not be a section.
What if it is? What?
I thought we were moving a couch.
We are. Then we're gonna paint the room the couch is in.
You roped me into this. Oh, whoa, guys! Y'all can't just set a couch down like that. It's got legs for a reason. Here. See? Better. That's good job.
Wow. Didn't know we had a professional painter on our hands. You, done much painting? Do you hike?
Sometimes.
I was thinking about going for a hike next week. You wanna go?
Yeah, sure. When?
How about I call you?
Okay, but I might need a ride though. My dad's gonna be working.
That's not a problem.
Man, you gotta watch these kids every second. Something's gonna get broke.
That's why you're here.
Guys, you gotta put a tarp down first.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You better let me do that before you hurt yourself there. Here, Layla.
All yours. It's nice to have a tall man around.
Yeah? Shorty? Ow. All right, that is it. It is on, Goob.
Goob? Who even says that?
Oh, the man who's gonna beat you up, that's who.
Yeah. Let's
God.
Oh, rat. Hey!
Oh.
Like that. Jason.
All right, enough of that. Here it is.
You kidding me? Man, I will take you behind the shed and whip the...
Thanks, man. You know, I actually had fun today.
Sure beats swindling people into buying cheap mattresses, huh?
I guess. Hey, look, no, it's not my place, but be careful with Layla, all right? Don't forget, she's engaged.
Look, I know what I'm doing, all right? Besides, we're just friends.
I know you know that. I just wonder if she does.
Yeah, she knows it. Trust me, I know her better than anybody.
All right. Take it easy, man.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
But isn't that just how God works? You think you know where you're headed, but He gently nudges you, very gently, to the place that He wants you to be. Boy, can't we be stubborn. We choose to follow distractions all day long rather than to submit to what God is trying to do in our lives.
So what are you going to do next year?
Probably go to state.
Is that where you want to go?
I don't know, I guess. It's cheaper. Plus it'll cover my tuition, room, and board.
You know what you're going to study?
Pre-med. Well, at least that's what my dad wants.
Is that what you want?
I don't really know what I want, so I guess that's as good a choice as any.
Well, you got time to figure it out. It's easy to change your major. What's your dad do?
He's a tire salesman for a company he owns in Memphis. He's on the road a lot.
Is that tough?
Nah, not really. We don't get along too good. My dad's the kind of guy you don't say no to, especially when he's wrong. I guess that's why my mom left.
That was going to be my next question. Do you get to see your mom much?
I've never seen her. She left when I was just a baby. Apparently she struggled a lot with depression.
Sorry to hear that.
I don't blame her. Dad's not very forgiving of things like that. She's better off being gone.
Yeah, but still, it's gonna be tough.
Yes. You know, you're different from most adults.
How's that?
I don't know. You listen. You care. I feel like I can talk to you.
You can? You swim?
Yeah, why?
Bet not good as me.
Jason!
Hold up! In the summertime sun and a cool head start. Headed down to the riverbank, say you got a date with a fishing pole. Painted blue sky and the wind is softly singing through the willow trees. And if you wanna get lazy with a body like crazy, come on
You
along
said you
with
could
me.
swim.
Congrats. You're old and you cheat. You got a lot going for you there.
Oh, no, there's no crying in swimming. 5 it out.
Seriously, 5 it out? How about we hold hands later and go get some ice cream? Is that good?
Come on, don't be like that. Just a good swimmer. Whoa. What's that?
What?
Those scratches on your arm.
Oh yeah. My stupid cat clawed me.
Dang, that's a mean cat.
Yeah, it is. It's freezing out here.
I hope I don't have to meet that cat.
Yes, we'll gather at the river, the beautiful river. Gather with the saints at the river that flows by the throne of
Excuse me, can I get in there?
God. Yes, we'll gather at the
Are you?
river.
My bad.
Ow!
I'm sorry. Not a word.
What was I saying?
Yeah.
That flows by the throne of God. That flows by the throne of
This is the bathroom. I swear girls got the smallest bladders.
Melinda's pregnant.
Well, who's Melinda?
You know, the girl I was dating before you got back.
What? I thought she broke up with you like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I sort of broke up with her.
You broke up with her because she was pregnant?
Yeah, I know. I'm a jerk.
Sorry, but what are you gonna do? I mean, you're not still gonna go to LA, are you?
I don't know, man.
What do you mean you don't know, Paul?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy and completely irresponsible, all right? I understand that. Just don't preach at me.
I'm not preaching. I'm sorry. I'm a little shocked right now.
Yeah. When she told me, I freaked. I started yelling at her. She started crying and yelling back. I think she expected me to be excited or something.
That was 2 months ago?
Yeah. And I wanted to call her. I mean, I did. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
So, why don't you call her?
Remember how I used to talk about Keegan Acting Conservatory in LA? I finally auditioned this spring, and the day before Melinda told me she got pregnant, I found out I got in.
Oh, man.
Obviously, doesn't pay anything, so now it looks like I'm stuck here. Acting's the one thing I'm good at.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah. Jason, I'd like to think that eventually I'm gonna do the right thing here, man, but I don't know. 2 months ago, I thought I'd call her the next day, and now here we are. I hate myself for not calling her.
Thank you for trusting me with all this.
Sound like a complete loser, right?
Yeah. Look, I know you really don't like me to talk about this, so I'm only gonna say it this once, but I really think you could benefit by having God in your life right now. It's not like he's gonna magically fix everything, because he won't, but he will help give you the strength to get you through this. I'm gonna pray for you every day. And I'm not just saying that the way people sometimes do. I really mean it.
Yeah, I know. That's probably why I decided to tell you.
Hey.
Long lines?
Ha ha. Can't help it takes girls longer.
Yeah, obviously.
How was your hike with Marcus?
It's good.
Yeah? Did you get him to talk a little?
A lot, actually.
Did you find out about his mom?
Yeah, she left when he was a baby, and he's never met her.
So it's just Marcus and his dad in that big house, huh?
Yeah, well, and their cat, who apparently is about as friendly as Mr. Blayton.
Man, I hate the way cats smell. You know?
They don't have a cat.
Yeah, they do. Marcus even has the scratches to prove it.
No, they don't. Marcus is extremely allergic to them.
Why did he tell me then that
So, you're engaged. That's good times.
Hey, what are you doing here?
Just thought I'd come by and see ya. You, got a minute?
Yeah, sure.
Your dad home?
Nah, you got called out of town again. What's up?
I'm gonna ask you something, and I want you to answer me honestly.
Okay.
You cut yourself?
What?
Those are some pretty rough scars you got there. And I know you didn't get them from your cat because I found out you don't have a cat.
Yeah. I don't have a cat. I was climbing a chain link fence and I just slipped.
Remember how you told me you thought you could tell me anything? It's one of those things you should probably tell me.
Are you gonna tell my dad?
I don't know yet. How long have you been doing it?
Last summer I got really depressed. My dad saw it as a sign of weakness, so shipped me off to military school to toughen me up. Started doing it while I was there.
Why?
I don't know. Different reasons. To prove that I was tough. To punish myself when I wasn't. To get back at my dad.
Have you and your dad ever gotten along?
No. Last time I remember him hugging me was probably my 8th birthday. I don't think he's ever told me that he loves me.
You know, this isn't the answer, though.
Yeah, I know. But I haven't done it since you've been here. I know that doesn't make it better, but it's true.
Have you told anyone about this?
No. Who am I going to tell? The church?
It's not that bad of an idea.
They don't want to know about my problems.
Well, some of them probably don't. You're right, I'll give you that. But the church is made up of people with problems. That's why we're all there. Because we know we can't make it alone.
I really don't think they're going to want to know about this.
Just think about it. It's a lot easier to face challenges with people at your side.
Are you going to tell my dad?
Not right now. But if I even think that you're doing this again, I can't stand by that promise.
Thanks.
Promise me something. If you ever even start thinking about this again, will you please call me?
Yeah, hi, Mr. Collins?
What are we doing here, man?
No, just wait.
Hi, Jason. Paul. Here you go, guys. Hot off the press.
Well, this is the show I wrote.
Yep. Talked to Mr. Collins about you performing here.
And I thought it was a great idea.
I figure while you're here, you might as well be using your talents.
Don't really know what to say. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Well, you better be. Performances start in 4 weeks. I plan on making some money.
Yeah, that... Thank you.
No problem.
So this was your idea?
Can't take all the credit for it. Layla did help me brainstorm, but I did think of the theater. What's the matter?
What are you doing, man?
What are you talking about?
With Layla.
Oh, dude, come on.
She said you told her she's looking really good lately.
What, so I'm not allowed to give a girl a compliment anymore? Give me a break.
Come on, man. You know that's more than a compliment to her. There's a time when she would have given anything for you to tell her that.
What do you want me to do?
Do you love her?
What?
Do you love her? Because if you don't, you're seriously leading her on right now. So do you?
I don't know. Maybe. I think I could someday.
All right. Well, until you actually know, just know there's a guy out there who does love her. Thinks she's his world, in fact. And until you came back, she felt the same way about him.
Who are you to be giving me relationship advice? No, the last time I checked, your pregnant girlfriend is trying to figure out how she's gonna raise y'all's baby on her own.
That's pretty low, man.
What, dear? Be right there.
Sure you're up for this?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think I have to.
You don't have to do anything. All right. Hey. All right, everybody. We're gonna get started here. You can grab our seats. All right, this is my story is a difficult one for this person to share with us. So I want you to give him your undivided attention. Treat him as you'd like to be treated. Marcus?
Most of you already know me, but for those of you that don't, I'm Marcus.
Hi, Marcus.
Hey. I've been coming to this church for as long as I can remember. It's always just been my dad and me. I never had any brothers or sisters, and my mom left when I was just a baby. I used to come to school here. Some of you probably already know that I wasn't here last year. What you don't know is why.
Bye, Jason. Bye, Layla. Bye.
Paul. Yeah.
Bye.
Whoa, whoa. Is your mom here?
Yeah, she's right outside.
What are you gonna do the next time Lacey wants to ride in the front seat?
Not kick her. Bye. Thanks.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye.
Hope we did the right thing.
You did. Stop worrying about it.
A few of the kids seemed a little weirded out.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm worried about. Now, he already has nobody to turn to. He already feels like a freak. What if the one place where he should receive love becomes another place that makes him feel like an outcast?
Would you relax? Have a little faith. I am proud of our kids. This could have gone a lot worse. Nobody made fun of him. Nobody acted out. A couple of the kids even went up and talked to him afterwards. Think about it. When was the last time you saw kids going over and talking to Marcus?
Yeah, that's a good point. I just want him to treat him like a normal kid.
They will. It just takes time.
Are you kidding me? Who puts gum under a couch cushion? Seriously. Kids.
Oh, what's that all about?
It's Michael. He wants to know how much longer I'll be.
Go on. We can finish up here.
No, he can wait. He does this all the time. It drives me crazy. Always wants to know where I am.
Oh, that's not cool. If there's one thing I know is that you need your space.
See? You get me. Why can't he get me like that? Am I that hard to figure out?
Oh, are you kidding me? You're the most simple person I know.
Watch it. I got a stapler in my hand. later, Jason.
Oh, hey. I didn't know you could play like that, man.
This is all right, I guess.
Why can't you just say thank you? You need any help getting things together for you tonight?
I can always use help.
Hun, we're supposed to go house hunting today,
We'll have to go another time. I'm gonna help Jason today.
but I can't make time another day this week. Besides, we're meeting the realtor today.
Then you can just go without me.
I don't want to go without you. This is going to be our house. I want...
Michael, do I have to hold your hand through everything?
You know, I really don't have that much to do to set up for tonight.
It's all right. I'll help you anyway.
No, actually, I could really use the alone time. But thank you, though. Hey, what's up? No, Paul and I, we can handle it. Are you okay?
Stinks here. All this stupid debris. When I was little, I used to write my dreams onto a sheet of paper and put them into a 2-liter soda bottle. And I'd take the bottles up to Bono Bridge and drop them off into the river. Because I had this idea that if my bottles could make it to the ocean, then that dream would come true. Every week I would do it. Sometimes it was different dreams. A lot of times it was the same one. I guess I thought that the more chances I gave myself, the more likely it was to happen. And one day I was canoeing down the river. Came past this nasty place full of debris. I looked over and I saw hundreds of my bottles sitting here, stuck. All this trash and the awful smell. All because that stupid piece of land won't get out of the way. Gonna want me.
Sorry. Layla.
I just really need to be alone right now.
Rough night?
What's that? I'm sorry, I'm kind of out of it.
So what's her name?
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. In fact, it's kind of the opposite of that.
Oh.
Oh, no, not, I mean like the opposite. I just mean opposite and different. I don't know what I mean.
Wow, that rough, huh?
I guess so.
What happened?
I put away childish things.
Okay.
I did something tonight that I've been needing to do for a long time, but I could never find the courage.
So you're celebrating. Wow, what do you do when you're depressed?
Good question. So what do you? Are you from here?
Originally, all my extended family lives here, but my family moved to Little Rock when I was 5, and we moved back about 6 years ago.
Think you'll ever leave here?
Oh, I hope not.
Really?
Yeah, I love it here. I mean, I love to travel too, but everything I really need is right here. You know, friends, family, church. I couldn't think of a better place to raise a family.
Think you'll always work here?
Oh, oh no. I just work here during the summer to pay off my college loans faster. I teach 3rd grade at Frederick Douglass the rest of the year.
Oh yeah? You like working with kids?
Oh, I love them. You need a marker.
A what?
Something to mark the occasion so that you'll always remember what a significant decision you made tonight.
Like a tattoo?
No.
Wait, you want me to pierce my tongue or something?
No, you goob. Here.
Coaster.
Why not?
Well, it's got stains and everything. It's
That is to remind you of the strain on your heart that today caused you.
wow. You're good.
And that's not even my best quality. Well, I better get back to closing up.
Right.
Right. I'm Amanda, by the way.
Jason.
See you, Jason.
Later, Amanda.
You close the door and take in the silence. Then you get down on your knees, searching for strength to live in the tension, to brave all of life's mysteries. So you dream in colors that you've never seen, and this is how you get by, and all you can feel is the way. You see a man weary and worn, walking the streets all alone. You take the time to ponder his struggle. His questions become your own. But you dream in colors that you've never seen, and this is how you
Good night, sweetheart.
We had to say our prayers first, remember?
That's right. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray, dear Lord, my soul to keep. Guard me, Jesus, through the night, and wake me with the morning light. God bless Mom, Daddy, Jansen.
tickets reserved for the Browns, please, ma'am.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you. Gee, I hope this is not stupid.
Had I known then, I probably wouldn't have tried so hard to prove my neighborhood cred.
So, that's nothing. In my neighborhood, people used to jump bricks all the time. Everybody did it. But the tough kids jumped the ditch. Well, we'll prove it.
Look, I know I'm not the best looking guy at school, but, well, you're obviously not the best looking girl either, so I was.
Gosh, that's the same fella.
What are you getting so upset about? It's a compliment.
I've seen him before.
What do you mean a bad compliment? Look, you need to take compliments any way you can get them.
Paul, he's playing music. He's playing music. He's playing music.
Thank you very much. Thank you. No. I do. Seriously, you made it so hard to concentrate.
I know, but he was funny.
Hey, Mr. Collins asked me if I'd be interested in teaching a theater workshop once a week.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome, man. Although I'm not surprised. But you were seriously really good today.
Thanks.
You were right about Layla, by the way. I don't know what I was thinking.
Sorry, man.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and I'm sorry the
No,
day
it's
that
it's past. It's cool. Hey, so hypothetically speaking, say someone wanted to get baptized.
Really?
Yeah. What? Take it easy, man. Come on.
Michael? I am so sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I just wanted to make sure that I'm here now 100%.
You've really hurt me a lot these past few weeks.
I know. I got scared.
Scared of what?
I don't know, scared that I was just settling for my life the way a lot of people do. Don't you ever feel that way?
No. I really don't. Every week I get to go to work at a
honest job. Every Sunday, I get to lead worship. I know that doesn't sound like much, but when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm right where I belong. Look, there's no rush. I'm not going anywhere. I just want you to be certain about this, okay?
Okay, I'm here.
Close your eyes.
What?
Just close your eyes. Please. Please.
Give up on me. Don't you lose hope. Hold your head high. As hard as things seem, let yourself dream of good that may come. And when you feel like you're through, I'll be here to remind you of things that are true, and of all that I see in you. 'Cause I believe in you. You breathe in deep with desperation in your eyes. Give me your trust.
Ezekiel 47 teaches us that wherever the river flows, there's life. You look up and down these banks, and you'll see that it's so. The river brings life and purpose to everything that draws near to it. The trees are full, the brush is thick, and the grass is high and green. The banks are alive thanks to the life force of the river. When we baptize in the river, we're representing a connection to our life source, God, and asking Him to flow through us with His river of life. Paul Lerone Johnson, I baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Hallelujah. God bless you, son. Please welcome our newest brother in Christ.
Would it be okay if we did one more?
Come on down here.
Last year, we missed out on a big opportunity when we didn't match up the dates with homecoming. So if we move the festival by just 1 week, we'll be able to draw in those who are coming from out of town for the game.
Thank you, Rebecca. That brings us to our final order of business. As head of the board and father of the scholarship recipient, I would like to recommend strongly that we strip Marcus Blayton of this year's church scholarship.
What? This is completely unfair.
Well, this isn't your decision. He's his father. Till Marcus turns 18, Gerald decides what's best for him.
Forget about him for a minute then. What about the church? We got a lost sheep on our hands here, David. He feels rejected by his mother. He's felt rejected by his father for the last year. He's lost all of his friends. The only place that has been telling him, I love you, you're of value, is the church. If we take that away from him now, he'll have nothing.
He'll still have the church. We're not rejecting him personally.
He's 17 years old, David. You expect him to understand that?
Are you a father? What? Are you a father? Are you a dad? Do you have any kids?
No, I'm not.
Well, let me tell you, as a father, you only want what's best for your kids. Well, it may not make any sense to you. Mr. Blayton has his reasons for wanting this scholarship to go to somebody else.
Yeah, because he's embarrassed by his son. And since he holds all the purse strings around here, nobody's brave enough to stand up to him.
Well, now who's being unfair? Listen. In a couple of months, this'll all blow over. Marcus will be at college making new friends. You'll be up in Philadelphia sitting in your new office. And we'll all look back on this and realize it wasn't that big a deal. I've dealt with this kind of thing before, especially with teenagers. They can get very dramatic, but it always blows over in the end. Okay? Okay?
Okay. David?
Yeah.
Have you prayed about this? I mean, specifically this?
Of course.
Okay.
So when's the last time you've seen him?
That night at youth, when he shared his story.
Think he regrets telling everybody?
I think his dad's keeping him home. Trying to minimize the damage before he's rid of him for good in a few weeks.
Yeah. As much as I hate to agree with you, you're probably right.
Yep.
So what are we doing here, anyway?
What do you mean?
This backhoe in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, that. Remember when Harper Dam busted 20 years ago?
Yeah, so?
Well, my dad had a hard time letting go of the farm. He was determined to get his land back that he thought God was trying to steal from him. Every night he'd come home, climbing the backhoe, and dig in this trench we're sitting in.
Man, that's messed up.
I don't know. Sad thing is, it's probably what killed him. He only averaged about 2 hours of sleep a night that last 12 years of his life. He spent about every night out here digging. He wouldn't veer from his plan, even when it seemed like God himself was trying to show him another way.
Like father, like son, huh? Nothing, just saying.
Saying what?
Why do you want to be a lawyer?
What are you talking about?
I've just never heard you say one thing about how you can't wait to be a lawyer. I mean, if you ever mention it, it's matter of fact, like it's some duty you have to perform.
It's because it's a job. It's called work, man.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it can't energize you. I mean, if you're gonna do something for the rest of your life, shouldn't it make you come alive as a person? You know, kind of the way you seem to come to life when you're fighting for these kids?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think you're just trying to figure out a way to make me stick around here so you won't be left by yourself.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Hey, Marcus, it's Jason. Just wanted to remind you about the lock-in tonight at the church. If you need a ride or anything, just give me a call. Yeah. I hope to see you there tonight, man. We've missed you these past couple of weeks. All right, peace.
Jason, is Marcus here?
No, I haven't seen him.
I found this outside our door this morning when we left to come here.
You talked to him?
No, I never saw him.
Come on.
I gotta go.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Pray!
Marcus? Hey, come on, buddy, answer the door! Marcus! 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 Marcus!
Oh, God, no.
I called Mr. Blayton. He's getting a flight back this morning. Said to tell you that he really appreciated what you did.
I'm done. I quit.
Just like that.
Yep.
Okay. And what about the kids? You brought, what, twice as many kids into the youth group this summer? And now you're bailing on them 2 weeks early.
It's the purpose of the church, David. Doesn't matter if I bring in 200 new people if the one who needs me gets hurt.
Well, it isn't your fault.
Never said it was. He said he hadn't been hugged in 9 years. I don't know how that could happen.
Call me from my mother's womb. Your mercy found in the morning new. Help me to love your people.
You can come in if you want.
No, thank you.
Choose to live for you. What is this love I find in you? Impossible, my God. I'm in awe with your truth, and your heart's on my thoughts and my lips.
I've not been the husband that my wife deserves, or the father that my daughter needs. Can you forgive me? Please forgive me. The congregation, the community we have here is wonderful. But it doesn't mean anything if we overlook the lost. There's a person in our community who desperately needs to know that God loves him. I've been so busy running this church that I've somehow managed to forget what the church is all about. And that stops today. Right now. I need to make amends. And I'd like to have your help. I love you, buddy. There's some other people that'd like to see you too.
Young man, I want you out of this bed and at my house for dinner soon.
All right, then. You know, it doesn't work by osmosis, right?
I heard about what you did. Thank you.
Been thinking about your question. What's the purpose of the church? I think maybe the answer is both. We are supposed to bring in as many people as we can, so more people can experience God's love. Shoot, that's a great commission Jesus left us with. But we got to drop everything if a member of the fold is either hurting or missing. And you're right. What good are numbers if you're not loving those that are right in front of you?
Is that an apology?
That's right. I can admit when I'm wrong. I've owned up to every mistake I've ever made in my life. All three of them. Listen. I know you got your big plans and all, but we could really use you around here. I don't mean just the next couple of weeks, either.
How much time would I have to spend with you?
Minimal.
That there's a selling point.
Well, I believe I'm gonna head downstream. Fish are biting better down there.
We'll see you. We were all created for a reason, a purpose.
You messed up the chords.
You have to mess up your chords.
May not be what we planned when we were younger. The choices we make could alter how we reach it.
Oh no, we woke up the bird! Here it comes! He's coming after us! He's gonna eat you! Somebody! Quick, we gotta swim away! Swim! There you go! Swim! Go faster! Go faster! He's right behind you, man! He's right behind you! He's gonna get you! We were pretty dead!
Could take us a while to figure out what it is. And if we don't pay attention, we may miss it completely. But God is always there, working in the world around us.
I've got to go to Denver this weekend.
Okay.
If you'd like to go with me, that would be okay.
He's waiting for us to take our own dreams, talents, and fears and join him in what he is doing. Once we do, the river will flow naturally from us, and its force brings life.
you're trapped in your life and you wanna be free. Empty and searching and longing for purpose and peace. I've been there and I know what you're thirsting for. Come to the river and you'll thirst no more. The river is deep, the river is wide. God's love flows like a river. Pardon and grace, straight from the giver. Our sins are erased in the river. Like the prodigal son grabbed the world and it ate him alive. You lived your life, done it all, tried it all, paid the price. God's love is able to